Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Driveway Engineer. I'm JR. Behold this bounty that the Hungry Diesel has bestowed upon us. These are some most of this is just to bring my stuff back to snuff. This is a diaphragm that actually is supposed to sit on this thing, and it's missing for some reason. Why is it missing? I don't know. This is a spring that's supposed to sit on top of it. Also was missing. So I want to bring this back to the way it's supposed to be and go from there. So with that said, this is a fuel pin, aftermarket, the Hungry Diesel. It's cut a little deeper, has a little different ramp rate on it than stock. I don't know why they cut them like this. I guess because they probably did it on a lathe instead of milling it. But because it doesn't spin in there or anything, it just rides on one side. So a little more fuel will come in with this pin. Let me see. Those are OM617 washers. This is a higher RPM governor spring, so that goes down inside the pump. I want to take the top off the pump because I want to look in it because I have concerns about the condition of the pump. So, as I mentioned in the last video, great opportunity to put this. These springs are like $8. So, this was the big money. These were on sale from the Hungry Diesel. They're $100 off. They're actually essentially stock injectors. My engine is a 92, so it's intercooled. So it would be a six holes, 9 thousandths in diameter. The Hungry Diesel extrude hones these nozzles 20% larger. They call these 30 horsepower injectors. They're the cheapest ones they sell for the price. Like, it's literally less than the price of one 7.3 injector stock if you would like to buy a reman. So that's 7.3 stuff. But so it's hard to justify like screwing around with that thing when I can just buy these and put them in. So yeah, you guys saw the injector puller I made. I'm going to put these in. They come with new O-rings and everything that you need. And we'll get into the pump and I'll talk a little bit more about that as I do it. So stay tuned. So real quick, I was looking at what I need to do to get the pump top off because the governor spring's down in here. And like totally hard to see right here. I'm missing a pump bolt. Yeah, I don't know what professional went through this pump, but it's probably the right decision to take it apart. So I'm going to proceed here. All right, so a couple more things I just want to share real quick. I went to put, so this diaphragm belongs here. It gets sandwiched in here. And it was missing for one thing. Also, stock, there's supposed to be a spacer in here. It's not there. This fuel pin doesn't require the spacer. It actually requires you to take it out, but I have concerns. These are the hold down nuts, so they go over the injector and push down to lock them down. They're supposed to have these O-rings right here, to kind of seal the body off so they don't wind up like this. I don't know if these are stock injectors. I have a feeling that this engine has been messed with a lot. Like, about as much as a Trailer Park Girl when the fresh batch of Sudafed hits the Dollar General. So anyway, I'm going to throw the injectors in there. I'll show you guys when it's done. It's pretty straightforward. And I'll move on to pulling the pump off and kind of show you what I'm doing there and why. So I wanted to take a minute and show you guys, these are OM617 injector washers that seal up the injector body to the cylinder head. You see how this is different than this? You have to like guess or Google and rely on bad information. The Cummins one is just a washer, real straightforward. And then it has this check ball which lines up with the return line, which on the OM617 was some bullshit little nylon lines that would get ripped. Here it's a hard line, stainless, and then see if I can get this to focus up for you. Down in the head, and it's hard to see, there's a corresponding little spot for that check ball to go. And so you just drop this in and it settles down, and then you can't twist it, and you know you're home. The end. That's the whole thing. Pretty sweet. Well, it's not the whole thing. You have to put the hold down nuts on, which are these other things over here. So these will get these O-rings and then torqued down to like 45 foot-pounds. That's it. So injectors in, return lines on, easy peasy, mechanical, nuts and bolts kind of stuff. Onto the pump. Taking this cover off was a little bit of a bugger. This screw, I don't know which, if it's the full throttle screw or the idle screw. I think it's the full throttle screw, but it's a little buggered up, and you see that bolt is in the way. This screw is what sets the ultimate amount of fuel that goes in. So people call it the power screw, and it protrudes in, and apparently they hammer on it and break that little widget there. So you back that off, and then this, so this is your throttle shaft, and it sits up there, and you this is your governor spring. This ultimately limits how much RPM you get. It starts defueling before the actual RPM limit, which is why I went above. I'm going to pop it out of there. We'll take it over to the bench and compare it to the new one. So this 388 is the stock one, and this 215 is a 3,800 RPM governor spring. So I'll start defueling at like 3,400 RPM. I should really do 60-pound valve springs with this, but I also just kind of use my foot. So that's kind of up in the air whether I'll do that or not. I'm probably going to do it, but we'll see. Anyway, there's nothing to do but hook it to both widgets and put the pump back together. So that's pretty straightforward.